Welcome back to the Brunswick Holiday Classic, 14th annual here on Walter Shaw Court from Brunswick Community College today. It's the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats at 7 and 5, taking on the Cape Fear Sea Devils at 6 and 4. And hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you for today's game. Cape Fear playing yesterday, and they fell to Chattanooga State. And Bryant and Stratton, this is their first game here at the Holiday Classic, so the Bobcats coming in at 7 and 5 and 0 and 2 on the neutral court. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. First for Cliff Coleman and the Bobcats, it's number 0, Jontez Raspberry. Number 1, Khalil Oden. Number 5, Kamani Small. Number 10 is Travis Hamilton, and number 13, Gamar Powers. And now for Mark Lane and the Sea Devils of Cape Fear. Avion Pinner, number 1, gets a start today. Also number 2, J.J. Moore. Number 4, Amari Tillman. Number 21, Cooper Hawk. And number 23, Jefferson McLam. Bryant and Stratton coming off a win on Wednesday against Virginia Peninsula, 77-63. They'll play Cape Fear today, and then they'll take on Caldwell tomorrow at 11 a.m. Meanwhile, for Cape Fear, losing yesterday against Chattanooga State, Bryant and Stratton today, and then the Sea Devils will take on Harcum tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then they're off until January. So Cape Fear, Bryant and Stratton. Bryant and Stratton, the Bobcats, are a member of Region 10. They're a D2 program. As the Sea Devils take the court. Chris Shima, glad to be with you wherever you're watching from. As always, we appreciate it. It's a beautiful day outside here at the beach, and the weather's supposed to be nice if you're thinking about coming down. Highly recommend it. I think it's going to be even better tomorrow than it is today. Hawk will tip with Khalil Oden, and it's batted out of bounds, and it'll be Sea Devils basketball. So Oden got the touch on it. And Pinner will inbound. 20 yesterday in defeat for Pinner. As Cape Fear, like I said, they were just cold shooting yesterday, and we'll see what their offense looks like here today. Moore gets it back from Hawk. Pinner top of the key. Pinner clears some space, had it stripped, but a foul called on Powers. So that'll send Pinner to the free throw line. Avion Pinner, 69% free throw shooter. Like I said, 20 yesterday, came in averaging 10 a game. As he gets Cape Fear on the board here. Also 7.8 rebounds, 1.6 blocks per game. Cape Fear. Pinner, 1.6 blocks per game, actually leads Region 10 in that category. Gets both free throws to go, so Cape Fear successful on its opening possession, leads it 2-zip. On the near side, it's Small, and he lost it out of bounds. So Pierre Johnson did get the start. We had Tillman in the starting lineup. And you know who didn't get the start is Hawk. So we had a little bit of a different starting lineup than what ended up being the case. But anyways, Pierre Johnson for 3. He had 4 points yesterday, too strong on the triple. Hamilton throws it ahead to the left wing, and the shot is off the mark by Khalil Oden. Now that is Hawk, so McLam is the one who didn't get the start. I was wrong again. McLam, you'll remember, was injured at the end of yesterday's game, so he might not be active at all today. Tillman right of the lane. Good aggressive offense, too strong on the shot. Got his own miss, then it's deflected away. And in the corner, it's going to be off. They say it's going to be off Bryant and Stratton. It was last touched by Cape Fear, and the officials are going to get together, and that's a good call by that official nearest us who came sprinting over. So it will be Bobcats basketball. Khalil Oden gets it into the corner, now back to Hamilton. He'll shoot a triple. Can't get it to go. Pinner the rebound. Pinner into the forecourt, 3-on-3. Sea Devils like to push the tempo when they can. Pierre Johnson putting the moves on. Back out Pinner for 3, too strong. Hawk tried to keep it alive. Instead, Hamilton throws it ahead. The alley-oop is caught down low by Powers. Couldn't bank it. Pinner altered the shot. And then a foul called on the Bobcats, their second here in as many minutes. Bryant and Stratton lead Region 10 D2 in assists per game at 19.6. Very unselfish basketball team. Hamilton tied for third in the region in assists per game. This is Moore from the half circle. Good rebounding team too, Bryant and Stratton. And third in the region in blocks per game. So not a lot of stuff at the rim today for either one of these teams. Moore tried to go behind the back, and it's a steal by Small. Small swings it out. The runner from the baseline is good. So Bryant and Stratton getting on the board. Khalil Oden with the bucket. Oden averaging 15 points per ball game, 3.3 assists. All tied at 2 here in the opening 3 minutes. That's going to be a travel on Hawk. Sea Devils with the turnover. First sub of the game as Powers goes out. It's number 3, Jalen Melt. Averaging 8.5 a game off the bench. Tied at 2 as Hamilton walks it across the timeline into the forecourt. To the left side now, Raspberry gets it down low. Tip pass out, the 3 by Meltz, and he gets it to go. So 5 straight points for the Bobcats. Pinner blocked at the rim. 2, like I said, good rim protecting teams. Khalil Oden pull up from the elbow now. Offensive rebound, Hamilton. And Khalil Oden, too strong off the glass. Small tried for the putback, couldn't get it. Stays with it, no. And again, rim protection on the other end of the court now. Sea Devils will slow it down now. It's Tillman into the forecourt. Pierre Johnson nearest us. Tillman to the corner. Pinner cross court. Johnson for 3. Yes. Pierre Johnson had just 4 points yesterday. He ties us at 5 apiece. 4 minutes into this one. Now a steal by Pierre Johnson. To the bucket. Couldn't get it to go. And then Tillman stripped but fouled. It's the 3rd team foul on Bryant and Stratton, but they're hanging with the D1 team. It's Bryant and Stratton 5, Cape Fear 5, as we go to our first timeout. Welcome back. 5-all. Cape Fear, Bryant and Stratton, game number 2 here in the triple header Saturday at the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Sea Devils look to get the lead back. Tillman at the line had 13 points yesterday as Cape Fear fell to Chattanooga State. And off on the first free throw. It's been a cold shooting weekend so far for the Sea Devils, and they're without their leading scorer, Jefferson McLamb. I don't even see him on the bench. Like I said, he got hurt yesterday in the second half against Chat State. Neither free throw good. Rebound controlled by Small. Khalil Oden gets it in the front court. Oden pull up at the half circle. Can't get the friendly bounce. Pierre Johnson the rebound. Pierre Johnson with 3, Pinner with 2. Milt's got 3, Khalil Oden with 2 for Bryant and Stratton. Pinner attacking, his pass deflected. Some nice defense here by the Bobcats. Now out on the run. The layup is no good by Milt. It might have been blocked, and then we have a foul called, and Bryant and Stratton is racking up those fouls. They are not taking them with them. They're up to 4 fouls in 5 minutes. Kawan Oden now is in. Oden off the bench averaging 4.8 assists. I mentioned the Bobcats are leading the region at the D2 level in assists per game at 19.6 as a team. Oden has 4.9 of those assists per game. Pierre Johnson cut off, got it out to Penner. Here is Pierre Johnson burying another 3, his second triple, and he is most of the offense for Cape Fear here today. There's Khalil Oden now on the near side. Extra pass by Milt in the corner, now back to Khalil. Raspberry at the free throw line. The turnaround shot is good. He came in averaging just under 10 points per game, shooting 57% from the field. Montez Raspberry with his first bucket. Cape Fear a 1-point lead with the basketball. It's Moore. Pierre Johnson back to him as he was falling away. Moore for 3, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Pierre Johnson getting a lot of those hustle points here in this first half. Look out, and the pass had just a little too much on it, and it led Tillman to step out of bounds. Coming in for Bryant and Stratton, boy, these jerseys are difficult. It's number 35, that's Cassidy Golden. Kaiwan Oden into the front court nearest us. There's Small on the right side. Khalil Oden bounce pass to Golden. Kaiwan attacks. Was looking for Milt on the wing, but led him astray. So both teams turning it over on bad passes. A sub for Mark Lane's team. And it's number 3, Josh Laney, who had 4 points off the bench yesterday against Chattanooga State. Tillman on the far side. Ferguson also in the game. Ben Ferguson out there for the first time. And the triple goes down. And it's a 2-pointer. I believe once again, Pierre Johnson getting it to go. Golden, Small. Kawan Oden from the baseline airballed it. Laney had to save it. And here comes Cape Fear. Pierre Johnson going to work again. The pull-up is no good. Rebound by Golden. Oden bounce passes down low. And Milt is blocked, but he is fouled. Jalen Milt, 63% free throw shooter. He'll go to the free throw line. So Milt now 4 points. Came off the bench, hit a 3. Pinner comes back in, Hawk goes out. Moore back in, and Tillman leaving for Cape Fears. The Sea Devils continue to shuffle bodies, keeping everybody fresh. 3 games in 3 days. Milt now with 5 of the 9 for Bryant and Stratton as Cape Fear leads by 1. For the Sea Devils, attacking Ferguson came up empty. Extra chance opportunity and the dime to Pinner. So Pinner scores his second bucket. He's got 4 of the 12. They go to the big guy, Golden, down low. Left it short on the rim. Moore. Here's Laney. Extra pass. Pierre Johnson's been hot. Not that time, though. Offensive rebound won by Cape Fear. Laney back to him. And Pierre Johnson misses again, but he has 10 of the 12 for Cape Fear. Down low, it's Golden, and Golden blocked but fouled. Correction, Pinner has 4, Pierre Johnson has 8 of the 12. So Golden at the line, 67% free throw shooter. And he gets the first one to go. Top free throw shooting team in Region 10 at 77% as a team. Khalil Oden, big reason why he leads Region 10 in free throw shooting at 93%. And both Odens are in the top 10. Kawan is 7th in the region in free throw shooting. So this is a good free throw shooting team. Second team foul on Cape Fear. Got to be cognizant of that if you're the Sea Devils. So far they've done a nice job not racking up too many fouls here. Just about 8 minutes into this game. So Golden gets them both. 12-10 Sea Devils. Correction, 12-11. Moore to the wing, cross court. Ferguson open look, way off on the 3. That might have been altered by Raspberry. Might have gotten a fingertip on that. Come on. Oden swings it out. The catch and shoot 3, no good. Oden with the offensive rebound. There's Milt. And a catch and shoot 3 with the shot clock at 7. Kawan Oden couldn't get it to go. Pinner. Out to Ferguson. Man defense right now for Bryant and Stratton as Pinner's off on the 3, and the cold shooting weekend continues for the Sea Devils. There's not a lot of offense outside of Pierre Johnson right now. The pull up in the lane is good by Hamilton. A couple of nice little head fakes and maneuvers there by Hamilton. And we have our first lead change of the game. 1 tie, 1 lead change here in the first 9 minutes and change. Tillman on the wing. Tillman attacks. Tillman scoop and score. Made it look easy that time. So, Tillman, who had 13 yesterday, gets on the board for the first time here this afternoon. Kawan Oden goes to the far side. Now Golden. In the corner, it's Hamilton. Takes it to the elbow, contested shot. Got it anyways. Wow. That was nice defense by Cape Fear and Laney. Just better offense. So we've had a couple of lead changes on the last couple of possessions as we go inside the midway point here in the opening half. Pinner attacking. Pinner off the rim, no. Puts it up and in, and he's fouled. So Pinner up to 6 points. Cape Fear back on top, and our 4th lead change. Our 3rd in the last minute or so, and we'll see if Pinner can complete an old school three-point play when we come back. 16-15 Sea Devils here at the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic at Brunswick Community College. And Cape Fear Sea Devils up by 1. Pinner's going to go to the line for an and 1 out of the timeout. Pinner had 20 yesterday. He's got 6 already today. He is a 69% free throw shooter. Mentioned he leads Region 10, or came into the weekend leading the region in blocks per game at 1.6. Double-double threat, 7.8 rebounds a night as well. Free throw went out off the rim, and Golden collects the rebound. Kawan Oden back to Hamilton. Hamilton surveys, attacks. Milt in the corner. To the cutter, Raspberry pull up, no. Moore collects for Cape Fear, trying to build on this 1-point lead. We've been ping-ponging back and forth with 4 lead changes, 3 of those in the last couple of minutes. Pinner again drawing contact, and that's team foul number 6 on Bryant and Stratton. So Pinner misses the and 1 opportunity, now gets 2 shots, and short on the first. One out of 2 for Pinner, he's up to 7. Pierre Johnson's got 8, and then 2 for Tillman. Again, McLam is out today for Cape Fear. Pull up by Golden. Rebound controlled by Tillman. Pinner again attacking. Pinner, yes. He's got 9, the game high. And Cape Fear leads by 4. Bobcats, Kawan Oden. Milt back to him. Raspberry. Now Hamilton. And Hamilton is stripped, they say, by Moore. I thought he might have touched it last, but they say it's off Moore. 12 to shoot for the Bobcats. I think a little blood on Raspberry, or correction, that's not Raspberry, but on somebody for Bryant and Stratton, so they'll give them a chance to clean that up. It's Milt. Bobcats 7-5 on the year after beating Virginia Peninsula on Wednesday. Tomorrow they take on Caldwell, who put up 99 points. And we are going to go to a timeout. So, all right, 8:27 left to go. We'll take a break and come back here in just a moment. Welcome back to the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. Cape Fear and Bryant and Stratton, the Sea Devils leading by 4. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you wherever you're watching from this weekend. We appreciate you. But I will suggest that if you are able to make the trip down, this is a good weekend to come to the beach. So Raspberry pull up. Out of the timeout, rebound again by Moore. J.J. Moregood, rebounding guard. He's had a number of them already in the first half as Ferguson shuffled his feet. Small is back in the game for Bryant and Stratton. Golden departs. So a smaller Bobcats team out on the floor right now as Kawan Oden brings it into the front court. Milt on the elbow. It's a back up. Shot in the lane by Small is rejected. Believe it's Pinner again. If it is, it would be his second block of the half. Inside 8 minutes to go. Pull up is good by Moore. So more aggressive offense using that baseline and scoring. Kawan Oden, and he airmails that pass. He was looking for Small down low. Small had the back door open, but instead it's a turnover back to Cape Fear. So Hamilton will go out of the game as Khalil Oden comes back in. Hamilton with 4 points. 4 lead changes, 1 tie in the 6-point game. Moore again, and this time he's going to be called. Wait, there's 2 different calls coming up here. Each official made a different call. And the first official underneath the hoop called an offensive foul. And then the official nearest us called a blocking foul on Bryant and Stratton. And that's big because that's team foul number 7 on the Bobcats, so Moore is going to go to the line. And Cliff Coleman not happy, obviously, when you have 2 officials making – this is what I'm talking about. I've worked in broadcasting for 20 years. What's an offensive foul and what's not an offensive foul? Even 2 officials in one scenario have 2 different interpretations of it. As Moore gets the free throw to go. I do think they got it right, though, if I'm being honest. Tillman out, Hawk in. Laney goes out, Pierre Johnson in. Pierre Johnson was hot in the beginning of the game. He's got 8 points. Pinner leads him with 9. And now Moore has 4. Just 2 team fouls for Cape Fear. Sea Devils already in the 1-and-1, as you see on your screen there. Milt in the corner. Kawan Oden gets it out to Khalil. Khalil steps left. His three is good. So Khalil Oden, 36% three-point shooter, gets Bryant and Stratton within 5. So go inside 7 to go here until halftime. Pinner top of the key. Moore starting to feel it. Nope, he stepped out of bounds. So that bucket would have counted. Instead, another turnover. Kawan Oden goes out of the game for Bryant and Stratton. And Hamilton returns. Cape Fear in the zone. As the three is no good, it's tipped back up and in, though, by the Bobcats. And it's Milt again. He's up to 7 points off the bench here in this first half. Moore with 4. There's Pierre Johnson. Pinner top of the key. Moore again. Shot clock at 10 for the Sea Devils. Trapping zone defense, but the runner is good by Pinner. It's his second runner in the lane in this game. He's got 11 now. First player in double figures for either team. 25-20 Sea Devils. Hamilton. Khalil Oden. And looking back for Hamilton, instead Raspberry. Shot clock at 8. Here's Hamilton. Shot clock at 5. Hamilton with 3 gets it in the corner. The three-pointer is money. And that, again, is Khalil Oden, his second triple since coming back in. He closes the gap to 2. Pinner, Pierre Johnson takes the midi. Got it to go, and he's in double figures now with 10. This time I'm sure of it. 27-23 with 5:10 to play until halftime. Hamilton, small, Raspberry open. The turnaround J was no good, though. Pinner the board. Pinner had it poked away. Now it's a steal by Milt. And then Pinner comes back to poke it away as we go inside 5 minutes to go. Pinner called for the foul. Milt was trying to say he was in the act of shooting. College, you don't get a lot of continuation to begin with. I don't think he's going to get free throws here. Tillman back in the game as Ferguson goes out for Mark Lane's team. And now Pinner will get a break as Caleb Gilmore checks in for the first time. 1 point yesterday against Chattanooga State. Inbound goes to Small, and he bumbled it out of bounds. Another turnover for Bryant and Stratton. Pierre Johnson attacking. Double pump, couldn't score. Rebound Hamilton. To the cutter, Asbury throwing it down with a big man two-hand jam. His second bucket, he's got 4. And again, the deficit is just 2 for the Bobcats. Moore swings it out. Pierre Johnson. Back to Moore. Moore going to work. Again, clearing space. Got it to go. Bryant and Stratton trying to sell offensive foul calls on him a couple of times, but the official's not biting. Khalil Oden has hit a couple of triples in the last few minutes, but that one was way off and then out of bounds on the rebound attempt for Bryant and Stratton. We're going to get a timeout. 4 minutes left to play in a tightly contested opening half. me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you. We have exactly 4 minutes to go. Game 2 of our triple header here on day 2 of the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. And Cape Fear, the Sea Devils, went 2-1 last season, trying to even their record here at the Holiday Classic at 1-1 after falling to Chattanooga State yesterday. That was a close game. This one's been close as well. 29-25, Sea Devils with 4 minutes to go until halftime. Gilmore to Moore. Moore with 6 points in the game. Tillman contested 3. Rebound by Milt. Hamilton into the lane. His shot is blocked out of bounds. 24 on the shot clock for Bryant and Stratton. Brunswick and Harcum is our final game. Coming up about a half hour after this game is in the books. And 4 games for you tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. Bobcats will be in that 11 a.m. game against Caldwell, who won earlier big over Chattanooga State. Runner by Khalil Oden, no good. Rebound, Pierre Johnson. Pierre Johnson, and he's called for the offensive foul. So no bucket. Pierre Johnson with 10 points. Pinner leads them with 11. 21 of the 29 from those guys. Moore has 6, and then Tillman with 2. A little more balance for Bryant and Stratton. Oden, Khalil Oden, that is, with 8. 7 for Milt. 4 for Raspberry, 4 for Hamilton, and 2 for Golden. Neither team has a ton of depth. Cape Fear a little deeper than Bryant and Stratton. But Cape Fear dealing with that injury to McLam. Their leading scorer out of the game. Once again, it's zone for the Sea Devils. Shot clock down to 7. Raspberry with the shot clock at 4. Gets it to the cutter, and the circus shot goes in for Hamilton. He's made some athletic plays here in this first half. Thanks, Telly. I got you. Appreciate you. That's going to be a foul called, and Moore has been so aggressive here in this first half. He's going to go to the free throw line. Moore with 6 points, 76% free throw shooter. Good overall numbers. J.J. Moore, 8 points a game, almost 4 rebounds, 4.7 assists per game on the year. Moore is third in Region 10 in assists per game. And the first free throw rims out. Speaking of whom, Kewan Oden back in the game for Bryant and Stratton. Telly, are they brothers? I assume they're brothers, but I don't like to. There's been a lot of times where I've been wrong about that. So Moore gets 1 out of 2, 7 in the game, 30-27 Cape Fear. 2:30 to go until halftime. Kewan Oden, scoreless so far. Raspberry, I believe he's played the entire first half as he gets the turnaround to go. It's a 1-point game. Bryant and Stratton hanging around against the D1 program. Pinner spinning out of control, and he traveled with the basketball. That's a play, and that's one of those things that maybe I'd like to see in the rule changes. If you see the opposing team get a steal, give them an opportunity for a fast break rather than blowing the whistle. It's technically correct. He traveled before the steal. And how about that rainbow triple to put Bryant and Stratton back on top? It's Khalil Oden, his 3rd triple of the half. He's got 11 in the game. And Moore put way too much on that one. 5th lead change. They are brothers, I thought so. So 5 lead changes now. Moore will go to the bench. Laney comes back in for him. Minute 34 to go until halftime. Some more changes from Mark Lane as Demaja Osborne checks into the game. Sea Devils can be very aggressive in the final 90 seconds here. They have just 4 team fouls. Kewan Oden, it's swung over to Khalil from Raspberry. Now he gets it back on the give and go. Turnaround shot almost went down. Laney the board. Tillman into the circle, into the lane, scoop and score. 4 for Tillman. Kewan Oden now into the front court, over to Milt. Open look at another 3, not that time. Hit one off the bench earlier in the half. Offensive rebound for Small, and he got tied up. Possession arrow does favor the Bobcats as we go inside a minute to play here in this opening half. This is just our 2nd time we're tied here in this game. Oden going to work. Kewan Oden, and we got a foul called. So Kewan will have an opportunity to get in the scoring column, a 87% free throw shooter. I mentioned Hamilton is 3rd in Region 10 in assists per game. Well, Kewan is tied with them for 3rd. Both of those players, 4.8 assists per game. And Oden leaves that one short. We're going to get a timeout by Cape Fear. 46.8 seconds left to play here in the opening half. All right, welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. As I mentioned, Kewan Oden at the free throw line. Chance to put Bryant and Stratton on top for the 3rd time here today. Missed the first one, and out of the timeout, he buries the second. So first point of the game. Opportunity here for a 2-for-1 for Cape Fear. You don't see that much in the college game, but the option is out there, although it took Tillman a while to get it into the front court. So nice ball pressure there by Oden. Laney on the far side. Gilmore, Pinner. And the 3 is no good by Osborne. Last shot time for Bryant and Stratton. Instead, they try to force a long pass. Terrible play. Here's Pinner now to the hoop. Pinner, yes. Still 7 seconds to work with here for the Bobcats. Almost a travel there by Khalil Oden. Got to get it off. They don't recognize it. And Cape Fear on our 6th lead change in the first half takes a 34-33 lead into the locker room. We'll be back with the second half here at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. 6 lead changes, 2 ties in the first half. Cape Fear leads it by 1, 34-33. Chris Shema, glad to be back with you. Scoring in the first half for Bryant and Stratton, Khalil Oden with 11 points, 6 for Asbury and Hamilton apiece, 7 for Milt, 2 for Golden, and 1 for Kiwan Oden. Meanwhile, for Cape Fear, Avion Pinner with a game-high 13 points. Pierre Johnson, who's at the line, with 10. 7 for Moore, 4 for Tillman. That's the scoring in the first half. And what's been a relatively low-scoring defensive struggle. Cape Fear led by as many as 6 in that first half. But much like yesterday against Chat State, Sea Devils playing a tight one, again without their leading scorer today. Pierre Johnson gets them both. McLam, who left yesterday's game with 10 points, although he did come back in the game, was not quite able to give it a go today. Asbury over to Hamilton. They give and go, and the alley-oop was a little bit off. Pinner on the run. Moore to Pierre Johnson. Extra pass to Tillman. Corner 3 is no good. Hawks got the rebound, and too much on that pass for Moore as Pinner was cutting in the lane. So Cape Fear leads it by 3. Asbury to Hamilton. Khalil Oden, and it's a steal. Tillman has numbers. Tillman takes it himself. Good athleticism there by Amari Tillman. Came in averaging 10.3 points per ball game. He had 13 yesterday. He's up to 6 here today. Cape Fear by 5. Hamilton or Asbury at the half circle. Rebound again by Moore. This is a really good rebounding guard, especially here today. Tillman, the finger roll. 8 now for Tillman. Cape Fear takes its biggest lead now, 7. Hamilton, Asbury, and now Oden. Oden pull up at the free throw line off the back rim. Ball batted around and recovered, and Powers will clean it up for his first bucket. Kamar Powers came in averaging 11.7 points per ball game, 7.5 rebounds. Quiet game for him thus far. So we're 2 minutes into this second half. Game 2 of our triple header. What should be the game of the day, Brunswick and Harcum coming up later on. We'll see what the Dolphins can do against the number 23 team in the country. Hamilton swings it out. Khalil Oden, corner 3. Yes! He is up to 14 points, and that, I believe, is his 4th triple. Other 2 points are from the free throw line, everything else from behind the arc. Just like that, the lead down to 2 for the Sea Devils. Pierre Johnson with the crossover. Hand off to Tillman. Tillman drives, lost the dribble, had to pull up. Offensive rebound, Pierre Johnson, then he stripped. Hamilton throws it ahead. Oden tries it again, not that time. Offensive rebound again by Powers. Powers blocked by Hawk, but stays with it and scores. So 4 quick ones for Powers. And we are tied for the 3rd time here this afternoon. Pierre Johnson left in the lane. The reverse is too strong. Oden on the far side. Small on the near side through the alley-oop, deflected by Pinner. Here comes Cape Fear. Tillman goes left of the lane. Moore now. He'll back it out. And Moore throws it up, no good. Hawk tips it, no. And then it's deflected off Small, so it'll stay with Cape Fear. Ferguson, scoreless first half, returns for the Sea Devils as they take Pinner out. Ooh, inbound was almost taken away by Bryant and Stratton, but not enough room. That was small. Thanks, Tom. Tom knows when I'm struggling, our camera guy. Every day's a struggle when you're me, but not exactly what I'm talking about here. Down low, it's Hawk. He's stripped. And this time they say they deflected it off Hawk. So Bryant and Stratton, chance to get back on top. Handoff goes to Powers. Khalil Oden on the far side of your screen. Powers, the step back jumper is good. He's up to 6 points. Bryant and Stratton now leads by 2. So Cape Fear went up by 7. Bobcats have answered. Now it's a steal by Oden. Oden with the easy one. That'll be a goaltend to give Oden 16 in the game. And do we have a timeout here for Mark Lane? Well, it's going to be a media timeout, I believe. So Bryant and Stratton takes its biggest lead out to 4 against the Cape Fear Sea Devils. We'll be back here at the Holiday Classic. Welcome back, everybody. It's Bryant and Stratton coming from 7 down now to take a 4-point lead. Sea Devils basketball out of the timeout. Khalil Oden's been red hot to start the second half. He's up to 16 points. That's a game high. Into the forecourt, Moore. Pierre Johnson to Tillman, top of the key. Moore now. He's been going to work. Instead goes back to Tillman. In the corner, Pierre Johnson for 3 off the back rim. Nice rebound there by Hamilton. Throws it ahead to Raspberry. Raspberry to the hoop. Biggest lead for Bryant, and Stratton grows to 6. Trying to answer quickly. What a play there by Moore. J.J. Moore with the athleticism to get it over the taller defender. First point in a while first bucket in a while for Cape Fear. I will say this, Sea Devils fans, and obviously there's an eternity in this game and it's a 2-possession game. But the last time that Cape Fear played in the Holiday Classic and had a losing record, they ended up winning the Region 10 tournament. So, you know, all things in perspective. Injuries. Moore will try a triple way off. Offensive rebound put back by Tillman. So Tillman in double figures now with 10. Hamilton takes it to the far side. Scoop near side to Oden. Contested 3. It did not matter. And Khalil Oden is up to a game-high 19 points. Moore takes it far side. Pierre Johnson to Hawk. The reverse patient offense there for Cooper Hawk. 8 points yesterday. That's his first bucket here today. Khalil Oden again. Heat check time, no good. Offensive rebound. And the putback, no. How about a third crack at it for the Bobcats? No. Power stays with it, though, and he has hustled here in this second half. He has all 8 points that he has accumulated here in the first 7 minutes of this second half. He was scoreless up until then. Tillman, they get it to Hawk, now back to Tillman. 10 to shoot for Cape Fear. Tillman lost it. It's poked away. Raspberry and Hamilton had a hand in it. And then we got a tie-up, jump ball, and a bunch of subs. Avion Pinner and Laney back in for Cape Fear. And for Bryant and Stratton, Miltz, who had 7 points in the first half, will come in. Golden is back out there. And for the first time, it's number 20, Isaiah Hill. So Hill, Golden, Small remains. And Khalil Oden and now Kiwan Oden, both out there. Uh-oh, look out. Miscommunication there between Hill and Oden, and it's a steal by Pierre Johnson, and then he lost it out of bounds. Sloppy basketball. And the Bobcats will get it back, leading by 5. Down low, the cutter, Small. Nice dime by Oden. Small's first bucket. Small came in averaging 12.6 a game. Ferguson, and underneath we have a whistle. And a foul called on Bryant and Stratton. So biggest lead now in the game for either team is 7. Cape Fear was also up by 7 earlier in the second half. Second team foul on the Bobcats. None yet for Cape Fear. Ferguson using the baseline, goes cross court to Johnson, contested 3, got it to rim in. 15 for Johnson, he had just 4 yesterday. Lead is 5 for Bryant and Stratton leads by 5. As we go inside 12 minutes to play in the game. Pull up by Oden, no good. Pinner the rebound. Was behind Moore, but he recovered. Moore turns on the Jets. Pierre Johnson catch and shoot in rhythm, and he buries it. 18 for Johnson. It's a 1-point game just like that. Pierre Johnson on his own 6-0 run there with a couple of triples. Oh, Oden fell down, and then we have a whistle, and it'll be the first foul on Cape Fear here in this second half. 11:28 left to go in the game. Bryant and Stratton leading by 1. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be back with you. 11:28 to go here at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic here at Brunswick Community College. Bryant and Stratton has showed out a little bit against the Cape Fear Sea Devils. This is a D2 versus D1. And the shorthanded Sea Devils up against it right now, down by 1. Bryant and Stratton with the basketball, Hill to inbound. Kiwan Odin out near midcourt, throws a rocket down low to Golden. Extra pass for Milt was intercepted. Here's Pierre Johnson, then he's stripped. Steal by Odin. Milt for 3. No, that would have put him in double figures. Odin's got the offensive rebound, though. Down low, the bucket rims in for Small, his second. 4 for Small. Lead back to 3. Moore drives in. And in the corner, Laney off on the 3. .10:40 left to go in a one-possession game. Both teams have each led by 7 here in this second half. But for the most part, it's been really, really tight. Once again, Sea Devils fans, you're in another nail-biter here on Walter Shaw Court. The big guy backing down, Small couldn't get it to go, and he tried to save it, but went into his bench. So Sea Devils will get it back. Cliff Coleman, one of the veteran coaches, Mark Lane as well, here in this area. Of course, Bryant and Stratton from Virginia Beach area, Hampton Roads area. A lot of people don't know this, but I was in the area around the time that this was happening. I was living in Kitty Hawk. That'll be a travel on more. So not quite Virginia Beach, but pretty close. We got all the local news in Kitty Hawk was from the Virginia Beach area. But when the Sacramento Kings were getting ready to sell their team, there was serious talk about trying to get them into that Hampton Roads area and moving them from Sacramento. Of course, Kevin Johnson, the former Phoenix Suns point guard and mayor of Sacramento, saved the franchise from leaving Saptown. But that's a bigger metro area, that Hampton Roads, than people realize, and they got a lot of support for a pro team. I know they have that soccer team and baseball minor league teams, but that's an area that has grown so much over the last 30 years that they could easily support one of the big 4 sports. Both teams with 2 team fouls now. The Bobcats, Milt with 8 points. Couldn't get the second to go. Laney's got the board. Laney into the front court, bounce pass to Moore. Moore again using that athleticism and scores another reverse. What a play. Moore up to 11. So a lot of guys stepping up for Cape Fear in the absence of McLam. It's a 2-point game. Some trapping pressure now in the half court. Down low, it's a dunk by Golden. Could have been an and 1 there. There was some contact, but officials let him play a little bit here. Love to see that, by the way. Doesn't always happen. Pinner, yes, off the glass. Pinner's got 15 and a chance to make it a 1-point game at the free throw line. Hawk comes back in for Coach Lane. Ferguson will go out. Pinner again, 69% free throw shooter. So the old school 3-point play complete. Pinner's got 16, and the lead is 1 for the Bobcats. Approaching 9 minutes to go in the game. Our second of our triple header, Brunswick and Harcum half hour after this game is done. Kiwan Oden out to Khalil. So Khalil back in the game. Gets a screen. Don't want to leave him alone. Didn't make him pay, though, but the putback is good down low by Milt. So Milton double figures now with 10. Pierre Johnson cross court to Laney. Laney using the baseline and then threw it away. He was looking for more, but it's a turnover. Tillman in, Laney out of the game. Bobcats back up by 3, looking for more. Kiwan Oden brings it into the forecourt. Milt on the right side, back to Oden. Now Khalil gets it from his brother. And the runner, too strong off the glass. Another offensive rebound. It's poked away. Players diving all over for it. Ball ping pong. Now Cape Fear a 3-on-2. And it's taken back by Kiwan. Here's Khalil for 3 off the back rim. Rebound by Penner. Moore on the outlet. Moore draws contact. 4th team foul on the Bobcats. A little helter-skelter in those last couple of moments with not a lot of ball through the hoop, but a lot of action nonetheless there. So Moore already in double figures with 11. 78% at the line this season. Moore's got 12. Some changes for Bryant and Stratton as Powers checks back in with his 8 points. Raspberry back out there. Hill stays in. Kiwan Oden is in. And we have a timeout. 7:49 left to go. We'll step aside. Welcome back, everybody. 7:49 left to play here in the game, and it's been nip and tuck. If you're just joining us, both teams have enjoyed 7-point leads, but for the most part, it's been within a couple of possessions like it is right now. Some more at the line for 1. He's up to 12 points. Make it a baker's dozen now for Moore. The lead is 1. Cape Fear, can they get a stop, retake the lead? Raspberry against that little light pressure for the Sea Devils. Hamilton threw it to Raspberry. The extra pass goes out to Powers, and Powers buries a 3, so he's got 11. Moore with 13. Catch and shoot 3, no good by Pierre Johnson, but extra chance opportunity for Cape Fear. And we have a reach on Hamilton. Team foul number 5 on the Bobcats. Hawk out, Ferguson back in for Cape Fear. Hamilton back in for Bryant and Stratton. Moore has shown great athleticism, gets it to Pierre Johnson. He's blocked but fouled. So Pierre Johnson will go to the line. Now that's 16 fouls on the Bobcats. Pierre Johnson with 18 points. Make it 19. Khalil Oden and Pierre Johnson now matched for the game's high. Oh, Pierre Johnson knew he missed it. What hustle. Oh, that's one of those little pet peeves from coaches. When you do not box out the shooter on a free throw, Cliff Coleman cannot be happy with that. Tillman gets it to the cutter. Pinner slam dunk. They were running at Tillman, and Pinner with a nice off-the-ball maneuvering. So Cape Fear once again within one. Can they get a stop here? Oden attacks, and he was looking for contact, didn't get it, and instead it's out of bounds back to the Sea Devils. Moore with 13. Gets it to Ferguson, uses the baseline, extra pass by Tillman. 3, Pierre Johnson, no. Tillman won the battle. Here is Ferguson. Ooh, a hard foul there. And Ferguson went face first into the court, but jumps right back up. That's team foul number 7 on Bryant and Stratton. Oh, they called a jump ball. So no foul, just a jump ball. So Cape Fear will maintain possession on the possession arrow. Moore got to get it in. He does to Tillman. Tillman swings it out. Moore. Pierre Johnson throws it off the glass and draws contact on Raspberry. Now it's 17 fouls, but this will be a 2-shotter. Pierre Johnson with 19 in the game, matching Khalil Oden for the game high. 83% free throw shooter, went 1 out of 2 moments ago. And he's now up to 20. .21 for Pierre Johnson. He had just 4 yesterday. And for the first time in a long time, Cape Fear on top, 64-63, our 7th lead change of the night. Nice ball movement here, but Raspberry led a little bit too far and out of bounds. Bobcats with a turnover, 5:40 left to go in the game. Tillman into the front court. Moore, a little trapping half-court pressure here by the Bobcats. Moore traveled with the basketball, just shuffled his feet. The official was staring right down at his shoes. So Bobcats chance to get back on top now. Hamilton walks it up. Man defense this time for Cape Fear. Khalil Oden, the team's leading scorer. Bounce passes it down low. The cutter, Raspberry, it's poked away by Tillman. Pierre Johnson, right of the lane, had it swatted by Powers. As we go just inside 5 minutes left to go in the game. Cape Fear trying to build on its 1-point lead. Moore gets it into Tillman. Pinner. Pierre Johnson back to Pinner. Now 16 to shoot for Cape Fear. It's Moore again. Ferguson with the shot clock at 9. Contested shot. Missed it back rim. Flying in for the rebound. It's deflected around. Recovered by Tillman. Pinner throws it up. No, but got contact. And Avion Pinner's going back to the free throw line. Pinner with 18. He can join Pierre Johnson, his teammate in the 20-point club here today. Finished with 20 yesterday against Chat State. $19 now for Pinner, 69% free throw shooter. So his average is going to climb after this weekend, the way that he's been performing. Pinner gets them both. 20 for Pinner, 21 for Pierre Johnson. 41 of the 66 by those two guys. In fact, only 5 guys have scored for Cape Fear. Moore's got 13, Tillman with 10, and then Hawk with 2. That's all the offense from those 5 guys. Again, shorthanded Sea Devils here today. They do have the 3-point lead. Pinner down low over to the double team, and he's going right back to the free throw line. 9 team fouls on Bryant and Stratton. Cape Fear has just 2. In and out on that first one for Pinner. Sea Devils taking on Harcum tomorrow at 1, and then off until January 4th. They're home against the prep school. Boy, Pinner misses them both, and another rebound on a free throw miss for Cape Fear here today. Tillman cut off on the baseline. Back to Pinner. Pinner, scoop. Can't get the roll, and the Bobcats collect. Hamilton pushing. Hamilton taking, can't score. Raspberry put back, no. Boy, they had Oden wide open in the corner. 2-on-1, and Tillman misses the highlight play, and then it's stripped away from Pierre Johnson. It'll stay with Cape Fear. 66-63, 3:34 left to go in the game. We'll be back. 3:34 left to go in the game. 66-63, Cape Fear Sea Devils leading Bryant and Stratton at the Brunswick Holiday Classic. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Game number 2 of a triple header today, and then we'll have 4 games tomorrow to wrap things up. Send everybody on their holiday break. So it'll be Sea Devils basketball out of the timeout, 19 on the shot clock. As Moore gets the inbound to Pinner. Moore cross court to Pierre Johnson. Moore with 8 to shoot now. Shot clock at 5. Moore going to work, clear some space, and buries it. Oh, he's made some tough buckets, and he's played aggressive offense. Moore with 15. Lead is 5 for Cape Fear. Bryant and Stratton. Hamilton for 3, answers back. Boy, the Bobcats, they have hit some timely buckets here today. 68-66, inside 3 to go. Moore had it poked away, still has 2 seconds to get it across, and he does. Ferguson now, far side. Moore, Pinner, Pierre Johnson in rhythm again. He's short that time. Another offensive rebound for Cape Fear, and Ferguson scores. Lead is 4 for the Sea Devils. Hamilton top of the key. Here's a 3 that's off the back iron by Powers. Pierre Johnson, Ferguson, spinning and it poked away. Some nice defense there by Hamilton. Throw ahead to Khalil Oden from way downtown. And it was saved, but it comes to Pinner. Bad offensive possession there for Bryant and Stratton. Moore got contact, and Moore will look to add to this lead and to his 15 points here today. Don't forget, about a half hour after this game's done, we'll have Brunswick and Harcum for you. And the first free throw is no good for Moore. And we're going to get a timeout. 2:05 left to go. We'll step aside as well. .05 left to go in the game, 70-66. Cape Fear trying to hang on and survive against a scrappy Bryant and Stratton team, but a Bobcats team that has gotten a little sloppy down the stretch. Cape Fear is already in the double bonus. Sea Devils can stay plenty aggressive on defense, by the way. They have just 2 team fouls. The lack of fouls in the second half of yesterday's game is actually what kind of doomed Cape Fear, as Moore now with 16 in the game. They ran out of time. They had to run about 6 seconds off the clock just trying to get Chat State into the bonus in a 2-possession game at the time. and it just didn't work out. Kewan Oden is back in. He attacks, can't score, but he's fouled on the floor. I believe it was before the shot on his maneuver to the hoop. So it'll be the third team foul on Cape Fear. And again, they can stay as aggressive as they want to over the last minute 50. Possession arrow does favor the Bobcats as well, if it should come to that. They were looking for Raspberry, deflected back to him. Extra pass down low. That was Small with the dime to Powers, who's now got 13. Ferguson, bucket in the foul. Another and one opportunity. That's the Bobcats. Boy, it'd be interesting to see the free throw disparity in this game. I honestly can't remember. Bryant and Stratton, I'm looking at the roster. I think Khalil Oden's been at the line a couple of times, but the free throw disparity is massive in this game. Ferguson on the year, 58% at the line. So the lead stays at 5. Kewan Oden into the front court. Oden to the right side. Hamilton now open for 3. Pinner the rebound, and Pinner had it poked away. So it'll stay with Cape Fear. Oh, they called another foul on Bryant and Stratton. So Pinner back at the line. Pinner with 20 in the game. He can give his team its biggest lead again. It was 7 earlier in this second half. And Bryant and Stratton flipped the script, and they led by 7. But really, it's been very tight. Pinner misses the first. Cape Fear would be up double figures right now if they had just a few more of these free throws go down. Pinner missed them both. So that door's still wide open. Inside a minute to go. Small got the rebound. Oden into the front court. And Oden is fouled. Kewan Oden will go to the line. He hit 1 out of 2. That's his only point in the game back in the first half. So they check on the wet spot. Oden now back at the line. 4th team foul on Cape Fear. So it could make it a 1-possession game now. And if you're Bryant and Stratton, do not foul. Just play some hard defense and get the basketball back with a chance to tie it. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside. 53.5 left to go in a close one. We're still in a timeout, folks, so we're going to step aside once again. It's a 3-point game when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. It's Sea Devils basketball as Pinner looks to get it in. Some pressure here. Bobcats trying to force a turnover. Again, they don't have to foul. And then now Oden goes to the ground, and he's got the basketball, and he gets the timeout. How about the defense there from Kewan Oden? What a play, and the Bobcats will have it and a chance to tie. Now, you got 42 seconds left. I know we talk about the 2-for-1 a lot, but that really doesn't happen much in college. You're in a good inbounding position here, though, roughly at midcourt if you're Bryant and Stratton, where you could inbound it, try to set up a quick 2-for-1, and then, again, play some defense. But most likely what's going to happen here is Bryant and Stratton will try to get an easy 2 and then play the foul game. Cape Fear has gotten a lot of guys into rhythm at the free throw line. They've had a lot of free throw opportunities in this game, but it hasn't been super consistent for the Sea Devils. So we'll see what Cliff Coleman, the veteran from Bryant and Stratton, draws up here. Or if they maybe go for a 3 here, even. Well, they're a little further in the backcourt than I thought, as Powers will inbound. Gets it in the front court to Hamilton. Yeah, no way they're going 2-for-1 here. Kewan Oden now. Attacks, throws it off the glass short. It's tipped up no, and the Sea Devils get a stop. Now you got to foul if you're Bryant and Stratton. And Moore with the basketball will go to the line. So chance for Moore to make it a 2-possession game. And one of the guys you really don't want to foul is Moore, 78% on the year from the free throw line. Tillman's out there at 87%, and Pierre Johnson at 83%. So a middle of the pack by Cape Fear standards, free throw shooter and Moore. So maybe not the worst guy to foul. 2-possession game now, Moore up to 17. Moore gets 1 out of 2. Rebound by Small. Cape Fear, again, just 4 team fouls, so you could play the foul game here. Oden steps into a long 3, couldn't get it to go. The ball deflected around. It comes to Small, and Small is fouled. That's a situation where you don't want to foul if you're Cape Fear. What I meant to say is you got 4 team fouls. You can play the foul game by, fouling before the shot. Make them constantly inbound it over and over again. Don't let them get into their offense. Instead, that's a bad foul by the Sea Devils, as it gives Bryant and Stratton a chance to make it a 2-point game. And there's still plenty of time with 12 and a half. They're going to get the basketball back. Small with 5 points here today. And gets the second to rim in. Another timeout, 12.5 seconds left to go. A nail biter, Sea Devils will inbound it, trying to close this one out. Welcome back to the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic as Cape Fear getting ready to inbound. Bryant and Stratton, 12.5 to work with, down by 2. Will play the foul game, but they got a little wiggle room here if they want to try to spend a couple seconds forcing a turnover. Pinner gets it into Moore. And Moore throws it away. An opportunity now. Here's Hamilton, and Hamilton is fouled. Oh, the Sea Devils are just not playing smart basketball down the stretch. 6 seconds left to go. We got a wet spot out on the court. Hamilton, 62% free throw shooter, is going to go to the line. He's got 9 points here today. So 10 for Hamilton, and this one will tie it. Hamilton, woo, just got it to rim in. Even at 74 with 6 seconds left to go. We'll be back. Welcome back. 6 seconds left to work with. Can Cape Fear walk this thing off? Pinner will inbound it. Pinner gets it into Pierre Johnson in the front court. Pierre Johnson had it poked away. Bobcats give it up, and then they called a foul. They called a foul on Cape Fear with 1.5 seconds left to go. Oh, my man on the YouTube chat, I think the referees just gave you some help there. Don't be too hard on those officials. I mean, I think, correct call and all. I didn't see anything too controversial about it. Certainly Mark Lane is calm as a cucumber. So good call by the officials. So guess who's back at the line? Ice in his veins on the last couple of free throws. All he needs is one here. Oh, he misses it. The front end is no good. Pinner throws it full court, and we go to overtime. Tied at 74. We will be back in just a bit. Ready for the start of overtime. Boy, these are like Super Bowl commercial breaks that we've been getting here. Bryant and Stratton controls it, and we're underway here in OT. Oden attacks, swings it at Hamilton. Powers, now Kiwan Oden. Raspberry out deep, 9 on the shot clock. Oden cut off, got it out to Powers with 4 on the shot clock, and the rebound by Pinner. Cape Fear playing sloppy at the end of that regulation to force this overtime, and credit the Bobcats. They kept that pressure up, and it worked like a charm. So the Bobcats forcing overtime. Game that's really been in a 2-possession kind of a range the entire day. Here's Hamilton. Hit a lot of big free throws at the end of regulation to help his team get into OT. Kiwan out deep. Shot clock at 10. He'll fire a triple, and it's way off. So 1:18 into overtime. Those of you looking for Brunswick and Harcum, it's a half hour after whenever this game is done. Moore's played well today for the Sea Devils with 17 points. A lot of athletic plays at the rim. Tillman left it short. Nobody has scored yet here in OT. Ball fake and the scoop. And the bucket is good by Small, who's got 8. Bryant and Stratton by 2. Moore over to Ferguson, backing down. And the pull-up is off the mark. It's off Pinner, out of bounds. So Bryant and Stratton will get it back. So Bobcats lead, 3 minutes to go here in our overtime period at the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. This is our first overtime game. Game number 5 of 10 for you this weekend. And away from the ball, we have a violation of some kind on Bryant and Stratton. I didn't see what was going on away from the ball. My focus is always on the basketball. There wasn't a foul called. Was it a 3-second call? Cliff Coleman is halfway on the court. I believe it was a 3-second call. Well, you'd never see that. My man, you can resume your complaining. Pierre Johnson to the hoop, and he got fouled. So Pierre Johnson will go to the line, opportunity to tie it. What a game for him today. 21 points after just 4 yesterday. Cape Fear's been in the double bonus for a while. Yeah, I don't know what that last call was. I honestly don't. So, Pierre Johnson up to 23 now, and we are tied. 76 all. It's our 5th tie of the game, and then the Bobcats turn it over. At the midway point here in overtime, and so far just 2 points each way. Pierre Johnson, top of the key. Pinner out to Moore. Pinner over to Ferguson. And Ferguson lost the handle on it, went to the ground to save it. Shot clock at 10. Pinner, boy, the spacing there for Cape Fear. And aggressive play by Moore, and he gets another call. Cliff Coleman is about to lose his mind. This has just been a, you know, it's fun when it's close, but it's been a mismanaged game. So Moore with 17, make it 18 as he buries the first one. 78% free throw shooter. And Moore makes it a 2-point game. Hamilton with a little light pressure. Oden back to him, he gets it in the front court. Hamilton pull up at the free throw line, got it to go. Hamilton with 13. We are tied again. 6 ties, 7 lead changes in this game. Pierre Johnson on the left side. To the hoop. In and out and back in for Johnson, who's now got 25. Hamilton over to Kewan Oden. Khalil Oden has not been out there in a while. I'm not sure if he got into foul trouble or why. Kewan attacks, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots on the 8th team foul for the Sea Devils. Kewan on the year, 87%. I mentioned the 2 brothers, the 2 Odens, top 10 in Region 10 in free throw shooting. In fact, Khalil Oden leads Region 10 at the D2 level in free throw shooting. The team, Bryant and Stratton, leads as well. Small goes out of the game. Hill comes in. Odin now with 5. Tied at 80. Minute 18 left to go here in OT. Moore Pinner at the elbow. Ferguson will back it out. Back to Pinner. Got 2 guys in the air. Moore with 9 to shoot. Moore with 6. Attacks. Can't get it. Tillman, yes, and the foul. Tillman a chance for an old school 3-point play as we go inside a minute to play here in OT. Tillman now with 12. And I mentioned at the end of regulation, he's one of the better free throw shooters. 87% on the year. And he gets it to go. So Cape Fear leads. It's our 8th lead change. Cape Fear leads by 3. Correction, no lead change there. So here we are again. This is the exact scenario we were in at the end of regulation. Now, if you're Bryant and Stratton, don't have to go for 3 here. There's Khalil Odin. If you want to go for a 3, that's the man to have the basketball. Shot clock at 10. 34 seconds to go in the game. Hamilton, no. Offensive rebound, and it's taken away by Pierre Johnson. Now you got a foul if you're the Bobcats, and Pierre Johnson is wrapped up. Deja vu. Pierre Johnson is the 2nd best free throw shooter on the team at 83%. So these are the guys you want at the charity stripe if you're Cape Fear. .25 in the game for Josiah Pierre Johnson. And that is the 5th foul on Powers, so he leaves with 13 points. And they bring some size in. Golden back in for Bryant and Stratton. So first one rims in, and it's a 2-possession game. Now the Sea Devils look to pad this a little bit. And it's in and out, so it's a 2-possession game, but you don't have to go for 3 here if you're the Bobcats. Got to go quick, though. Hamilton gets it to Khalil for 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Cape Fear with 10 seconds, and Moore gets wrapped up. It's looking a little bleak right now if you're a Bobcats fan. Either way, it's a 2-possession game. Moore 78% at the line. Chance to get to 20 here. So Moore does get to 20 after scoring just 4 yesterday. Well, credit Cape Fear. They played sloppily down the stretch in regulation, but much cleaner overtime period for the Sea Devils as they appear on their way to victory number 7 on the year. Got to go for 3 here. Catch and shoot by Milt. Got it to go. This one's not over yet. 3.6 seconds. This is exactly where we were. Now, Cape Fear, all they got to do is get it in, and that's easier said than done today. They get it in, they hit 1 free throw, they get out of here. But we'll see what the Bobcats draw up, and we'll come back and finish this thing up here in just a moment. All right, welcome back, everybody. 3.6 left to go. And again, Cape Fear just got to get it in. Inbound, hit a couple free throws, go home with a victory. Pinner gets it into Moore, and they don't even blow the whistle. So that'll do it. Sea Devils survive Bryant and Stratton. They win it today 86 to, wait a minute, did they call a foul? Now they call the foul. We've had pretty good officiating this weekend, but not in this game. Just not, it's not really even bad calls. It's just mismanagement. So apparently there's still 1 second left. There was a foul called. Show me where it was on the tape. I'm going to go back and look at this. But so this one's still not over. It will be Cape Fear at the line shooting a double bonus, evidently, when we get back. Okay, welcome back. So we still have a second to go. It's Moore at the line. And again, 1 free throw closes the book on this one. We think. We can assume. And he gets it to go some more. Now we'll look to put a little extra frosting on the cake in what will be a Sea Devils victory here today in overtime, 87 or 88. And it will be 88 to most likely 83. We'll see if Bryant and Stratton can get a heave-in shot. So inbound goes to Hamilton, and Hamilton lets it go, and that'll do it. Cape Fear grits one out. Short-handed Sea Devils win it 88 to 83. Once again, 5:45 approximate start time for our finale of this triple header. It's the Brunswick Dolphins and Harcum coming up next here at the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic.